let's talk about abortion and the whole pro-choice versus pro-life. Um, so I don't know how long you've been watching my videos or whatever, but you might have gotten the hint that I am pro-choice. Please note I said pro-choice, not pro-abortion. I believe in a woman's right, or man, if they're trans man who ended up pregnant, because that has happened. Anyways, the person who is pregnant's right to choose whether or not they wish to keep the baby, wish to give it, give it away for adoption, give it up for adoption, or to abort the pregnancy. It is their choice and their choice alone. Because the thing is that the baby is going to take a toll on the person's body. It's going to change the way it looks and feels and everything else. And it's dependent on them to survive. It's only alive because of them. And some people can't go through with that. And there's a lot of psychological toll. There's a huge psychological toll and everything else. And I'll get into more on that. But what's really spurring this is pro-life protesters and the idiocy and damage they're causing. The idiocy of them and the damage they're causing. Particularly brought on by this article I just read where it's talking about this grandmother taking her two very young grandchildren to the dentist. And they happened to pass by some pro-life protesters who have these graphic images of bloody aborted fetuses, and the children are getting mentally scarred for life from, because have you ever seen those images? They're fucking fucked up. So yeah, they're gonna fuck with a little kid's head if they see them on the street like that. And even if they're, like, the whole idea of going out and protesting it is the least effective way of getting people to not have abortions. Do you know what's the most effective way of preventing abortion? Preventing unwanted pregnancy, which is what leads to abortion. It's that simple. Okay, and how do we do that? Proper sex education. Acceptance of homosexuality, because honestly, contraception and acceptance of other, well, actually, not just homosexuality, asexuality too. Anyways, just acceptance of other sexual orientations, because when was the last time you heard of a gay person, a gay couple ending up with an unwanted pregnancy? So, yeah. And contraception and proper sex ed, not just with contraception, but also with talking explicitly about what constitutes as consent or not, because I have seen all these things on the internet about like sex ed teachers or speakers or whatever getting ridiculous questions about what constitutes as consent in some really stupid stuff like, what if I put the condom on really slowly in front of her? Only yes means yes. Okay? So yeah, if you get that, you get less rape, which can result in unwanted pregnancy. And if you teach proper contraception, that also prevents unwanted pregnancy, because condoms and birth control are quite effective at preventing pregnancy. Yet the people who tend to be pro-life and protesting and being all like aggressively pro-life and are against abortion in that completeness tend also to be the homophobic people who think contraception is wrong. And fun fact, places with the best and most inclusive and explicit sex ed tend to be statistically have the lowest rates of teen in unwanted pregnancy as a whole. I wonder why. Like, it's kind of just common motherfucking sense. Like, come on. And the places with abstinence only sex education, that's not sex education, because saying the safest form of sex is no sex at all is like saying the safest way to drive is to stay at home. Like, that's not sex if you're not having it. That kind of just, duh. And, because the thing, the places anyways with the abstinence only sex education, tend to have the highest rates of teen pregnancy and unwanted pregnancy as a whole. I wonder why, because people are gonna want to have sex. We happen to have places that feel good when stimulated. So, and we happen to have sexual attraction. Now that not everyone, because, you know, asexual people exist, but for the most part, people are going to want to have sex. And if they haven't been taught how to do that, what to do for sex, like put on a condom, pleasure a girl properly so she's loose enough. That's another misconception I'm just going to clear up because I brought it up. A woman being tight or loose is not determinant of how much sex she's had. It's determinant on how aroused she is. Like, the looser they are, that means the more you've made them really aroused. The tighter they are, the less aroused they are, and the more nervous or anxious or whatever the hell they are. It's been scientifically proven, so... Anyways, so yeah, basically, they're either gonna learn from sex educators on what to do for sex, or they're gonna try and figure it out in their bedrooms, naked, alone. And usually talk about contraception isn't included when you're just trying to see what happens when you do this, that, or the other thing. So, yeah. And I mean, the statistics speak for themselves. So basically, sum it all up, if you want to prevent abortion, sex ed and acceptance of other sexual orientations and gender identity and proper education on what constitutes as consent is the best way to go about it. Because if you prevent unwanted pregnancy, then you prevent people needing to terminate said pregnancies. It's just common sense, everybody. Thanks for watching.